it going, guys? We are back on another video here, and this video is going to be the best strategies to use in NHL 26 HUT. I'm off to a really good start, feeling really good about my strategies so far in NHL 26, so hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out. You know, if you're unfamiliar with certain strategies, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. We'll top into the video right now. Now, first off, guys, before we go too far into this, I really want to make a very important thing clear, all right? Now, so I'm currently 10-2. Well, you know, it's not currently, you know, accurate, but because the leaderboards are a little bit bugged here. But basically, I'm currently 10-2. I am in the, was it Silver 1 or something division? So I've been doing very well, right? I've been winning a lot of games. I've been having a lot of fun. And I will say this, though. My strategies might not work for you, right? Like, it's certainly possible. But I will tell you that these strategies, they clearly do work for me, right? And they obviously can work if they will, you know, be what you're looking for. So starting out first here, guys, for the strategies, for the even strength, offensive lines, we're doing behind the net again. Behind the net, yet again. For how many years in a row now? I don't know, but it has been a lot of years in a row now. I really can't find a year where I haven't had you know, a year where I wasn't behind the net. I just don't think it's going to change. I really don't. So behind the net, carry/jump, you know, that's kind of towards, you know, 0, 1, 2, 3. You know, like I'm not putting that all the way on 10 because realistically I want my AI ready to be, you know, carrying the puck, not thinking about potentially, you know, retrieving a dump in. That's not how I play at least, but cycle stats, shoot, you want that on 0. I put that on 0. Again, my AIs to be ready to go, ready to cycle. That's the most important thing, so keep it on that. Efficiency/energy is actually a very, very important one. And I would say this one you want to be, you know, somewhat in the middle, because if you do too much for energy, your guys are going to get absolutely burned after one rush up the ice. So that is something that is very, very important. So efficiently, then you're going to just not be getting enough like speed out of them where they're going to be kind of just getting to the point where, you know, they won't skate as fast as they possibly could, right? Because they're going to be trying to conserve energy, and you don't want that. You don't want that at all. Don't block, more towards the middle here. I feel like in NHL 25, I had that all the way on 10 most of the time. And the reason why it was mostly on 10, guys, is because, honestly, a lot of times green one-timers were going in. DDD one-timers were such meta in NHL 25 where I think we can all agree it kind of had to be on 10, right? So that is something that I think is very important to know and to, you know, pay attention to. So definitely put that towards that. And in general, every other strategy when it comes to the offensive line is exactly the same here, all right? And then, of course, at the bottom here, you kind of can see that it's the same. For the defensive strategies here, guys, so you have the starting line, pair number 1, all right? Then you have the hold line/pinch on 0, the cycle/shoot also on 0, guys. Keep that both on 0. I don't want my AI pinching, personally, getting out of position to the point where, you know, they're going to be giving up high-quality, you know, shots and high-quality elite, you know, rushes, right? We don't want that. We don't want that. We need to be more cautious and, you know, there's a time for pinching to happen, and it's not going to be right off rip. I'll let you guys know about those strategies in a moment as well. But keep these all at 0. That's my best recommendation. For the team strategies here, guys. So for forecheck, I go with the 1-2-2 passive here, right? And that's the passive forecheck with all skaters looking to prevent breakout passes. You'll get a ton of interceptions in the offensive zone when you do this. It's actually very, very good. The amount of times that, like, I say, like, the other, you know, team, the other opponent, right? Your opponent, of course, has the puck. I think it's really easy to switch to your forward, try to step up, get a poke check, and then your other players will be ready to intercept the pass and get the puck, and you'll have a huge opportunity to go the other way off a turnover. So once you do passive, I definitely recommend that, and I think you should still rock with it. Neutral zone, I do the 1-2-2 blue here, and this one's defenders that will hold the neutral zone and apply pressure to the breakout at the opposing blue line, all right? Now, that's just more just for the opposing blue line. You know, that's holding the neutral zone, right? So that's more of like a solid, just kind of defensive one. I don't ever trap. I'm not a big trap guy, to be honest. I feel like I like to kind of just play more, passive here. Nothing too absurdly defensive or offensive in either direction, especially at first when the game starts. Trap slash forecheck again towards the middle here in general on 3 here. And this is something that, I'll say it, if I'm having trouble scoring, this goes all the way up to 6. I crank it all the way to 6 here because that is when I know I need to start pushing the offense and trying to score goals. That is something that I really, really think is important. Defensive pressure, I do puck side attack. I will say another one that's also a good option is contain puck. I think it's either contain puck or puck side attack. I am going with puck side attack so far in NHL 26, and I've enjoyed it. And it's been very, very, very solid for me. So definitely stick with that if you are feeling it. Defensive strategy, this got to be collapsing. It just does. To me, I don't think tight point is very good because I don't think D-to-D one-timers are super effective, at least not yet, thankfully. So don't really worry about tight point. I'd go collapsing. It's a good mix, right? And you really, for the most part, collapsing is very good, especially if you're playing against someone that's forcing cross creases and all that good stuff. So definitely keep it on collapsing. And then for offensive pressure, standard. But as I've mentioned before, if you're having trouble scoring goals, standard can go easily to full attack. But that's only in like the third period. If I'm down 2-1, 3-1 late, that's when I get super aggressive. All right. And then control breakout. That one's going to be on strong side slant here. So the defender waits behind the net for the center to swing. The center and right winger will generate speed through the neutral zone, and the right winger will cut to the strong side. So stick with that. And then a quick breakout, close support. You want your guys to be available for as many passing options as possible. So that is why I think quick breakout should be on close support. And for the power play, guys, so power play is an interesting one. So for the power play formation, I do umbrella all the time. And what I think is very interesting and very important here potentially, guys, is if you want to actually set up certain players in, the distributor and finisher areas. So what I would recommend, guys, is your best passer should obviously be your distributor, and probably a defenseman should be a puck carrier. So for me, it's going to be Faber because Faber has elite edges, 91 speed, one of my fastest skating defenders. So you want that to be with him. Finisher, Solani. With his quick release shot, his X factor, he needs to be the finisher. Distributor, I think it should be Fedorov because he's a good passer. He's the centerman. That's why I leave it like that. Face-off formation, normal. Offensive pressure, standard. Power play carry slash dump. This one, you want to be on 0 generally. Not a huge deal, though. Power play breakout, 5 back, and then quick breakout, as I've mentioned plenty of times. I think close support is the best. And the same thing goes to every power play unit. Obviously, use your best shooter for your finisher. Distributor, you want to be your best passer. And then your puck carrier should be probably your defender, right? That's what I'd really recommend. And like I said, power play carry slash jump. I mean, realistically, it's not a huge deal, this number. I mean, I would say probably it's up to you, but I really don't put it much higher than 0 or like 2 or 1, honestly. And then for the penalty kill, all right, the penalty kill strategies here. This is another one I've done for many years and I've had great success on the kill. You want to play a diamond formation. I think the diamond formation here is the best. I don't really give up a ton of power play goals here, and it's worked for me for many, many years here. So definitely, I feel like that's the way to go here on the penalty kill. All right, so definitely do that for all the lines, and of course for penalty kill line 3 here, you got another option. It is the triangle. So those are my strategies so far in NHL 26 Huck, guys. We're off to a pretty good start in Hockey Ultimate Team here. As you can see, we are 10-2. I'll show you guys my team as well pretty soon here. Team update video is coming probably on Sunday, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here, follow me on Twitch, Henreek. I'm live there every single day, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you get 3 E's, and I'll see you guys in the next video.